Big Jim's Bike Shop. I'm Big Jim, your local, friendly, Midwestern motorcycle mechanic. Today, we're going to do a very, and I mean very, basic overview of the carburetor. Have you ever tried to start a lawnmower, a chainsaw, or your motorcycle on a cold day? If so, you probably use a choke to help you get it started. But why did that work? The simple reason is thanks to your carburetor. To sum up your carburetor in a single sentence, the carburetor simply mixes fuel with air to operate your engine. This is because your engine doesn't just run on pure fuel. It actually needs fuel and air. Put together, this is an air-fuel mixture. There's an actual ratio at which your engine will run best. This is called, and the pronunciation on this is really hard, it's called the stoichiometric ratio. This ratio is 14.7 parts of air for every part of fuel. However, because you change the demands of your engine constantly when you ride, your carb will need to adjust itself to get as close to this ratio as possible on the fly. If your ratio is heavy in air, it is referred to as a lean ratio. If your mixture is heavy in fuel, it is referred to as a rich ratio. Before we talk about how your carburetor adjusts itself as to not run lean or rich, let's talk about how this air-fuel mixture takes place. There is a passage in the carb that creates a vacuum where air and fuel are pulled together and mixed. There is a choke point in this passage that manipulates air pressures to combine the air and fuel based on principles discovered by Swiss mathematician Daniel Bernoulli. The fuel sits at the bottom of the carb. When the vacuum is activated, it will pull the fuel through a path where it will meet the air. Here the two will mix. Before the air and the fuel arrive at this point, they are controlled by a device called a jet. A jet simply provides more or less fuel or air depending upon the vacuum created in the carb at that particular time. Bigger jets will give you more, smaller jets will give you less. Each jet will be activated depending upon the needs of the engine at that particular time. However, because this is a mechanical process, the carb does not adjust instantaneously. This can leave you in a rich or lean state if you make sudden changes to throttle position. Because of this, most carbs will have secondary ways to add or remove air and fuel. On your particular carburetor, you may either have an enrichener or a real choke. An enrichener is a simple circuit in a carb that allows more fuel on a cold start via an extra jet. This adds more fuel to the equation, making a richer air-fuel mixture. A choke is an actual plate that reduces airflow. The choke reduces the amount of air, creating a richer air-fuel mixture. Two other common ways to manipulate your air-fuel mixture are in an air cut valve and an accelerator pump. Air cut valves are designed to cut excess air supply on deacceleration. This is because on deacceleration, the vacuum providing the air-fuel mixture is less efficient at pulling fuel. This creates a leaner air-fuel ratio. The air cut valve simply cuts the excess air, bringing the balance back to normal. On the other hand, an accelerator pump adds fuel during acceleration. This is because when you accelerate, the vacuum is not as efficient at pulling fuel. The accelerator pump adds more fuel to counteract the carb's inability to pull fuel. There are many different types of carburetors, but they all work on the same general principles. Thanks for tuning in to my very elementary class on carburetors. I do hope to make more videos in the future, diving deeper into the subject. Thanks for watching the video. I hope to see you soon. And until then, keep it on tune.